Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a little bit different from, the usual leaks and my opinions on those leaks. This video is going to be mainly covering why I'm actually not that excited for the Pokemon games. Or not as excited, I should say. Not that I'm not excited, it's just that I am excited, but not as much as I would like to be. But before I get into the video, you guys, please like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you didn't enjoy it. And if so, maybe comment to tell me why, so I can kind of use that as feedback. And comment your thoughts on why you're not as excited. I think I know everyone's reason. I think there's a lot of repetition there. And yeah, subscribe. As you guys can see, we are 50 days away from reaching 50 subs, and 50 subs means I give away a copy of Pokemon Sword or Shield, and 100 subs means I give away Pokemon Sword and Shield. So yeah, the deadline for that giveaway was September 30th, 2019, and we're gonna hit 50 subs on the 18th, so we're kind of cutting it close. But yeah, like the video, comments down below, share the video with your friends, with your family, with your pet dog, with your moose, with your beaver, Canadian animals, and subscribe to have to at least for me to be able to do a giveaway on Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Yeah, and without any further ado, let's get into the video. So for me, I have been watching some videos on YouTube as well as doing as much research as I can. Seeing as I'm not a game designer, I have no idea what it's like to design games. But to me, it appears that Game Freak really hasn't been they didn't make new models. It actually appears that because the models are so identical, people have actually dug into this. The models are so identical that you could actually take the texture of one and stick it on the other and have it fit perfectly, which, according to people who actually can do 3D modeling, is almost impossible. So for me, this is a huge hit to my confidence in Game Freak, because they said that they had to remake models. Now, granted, that could be an error in translation, but I highly doubt it that it's an error in translation, because that's been what's been passed around a lot. Granted, that one error could set the tone for everything else, but for me, that is a big yikes, because Game Freak really did just reuse models, and they did just kind of get lazy about it, and it kind of goes to it shows, because in some shots you will get absolutely stunning textures, and in others you will get textures that are absolutely just disgusting to look at, and it's in the same shot. So it shows that Game Freak is willing to cut corners, at least with this Team B, this junior team that they have. Seeing as, Game Freak has had to they split their resources, and I think that's a pretty stupid move, because the main series games are so important to the Pokemon company, because those are going to be what drives the rest of the company forward. Is the main series games, the newer Pokedex, the newer regions, everything, like from the trading cards, which we get the Pokemon from the main series games, to the spin-offs, which we also get the Pokemon from the main series games. Just the spin-off games just have different mechanics in terms of gameplay, but it's the same Pokemon. And it's like, even down to the anime, that is still so heavily reliant on the main series games, because that's where they get their characters from. That's where they get the story for the anime from, at least for the most part, excluding things like filler and extra episodes and stuff like that. So it doesn't make sense to me as to why Game Freak would be so lazy when Pokemon is just as important now as it was before. In fact, I would actually make the argument that the main series games are even more important than they were before. That the main series games actually, because there's so much riding on Pokemon now, that there's so much Pokemon is doing in terms of mobile games, in terms of shows, anime, merchandise, trading cards. There's so much going on in Pokemon now, and the main driving force behind that is the main series games, because it all starts there. If there's no main series games, they're not just gonna randomly make 800 Pokemon for the trading card series. Like that just doesn't make sense. But for the main series games, it would make sense if they were to make 800 models or textures or whatever for the Pokemon games. So I don't see why Game Freak got really lazy with the games, and it shows. Like the no national decks, the poor quality of the game, I think is just really disappointing, because ultimately Game Freak's response was that they had issues and they tried to fix it, but really I think they're just trying to cover their laziness, which for me is concerning, not because the Pokemon games will be bad necessarily, but Game Freak as a development company is willing to show that they're gonna lie to you, or at least what appears to be a lie. And they're willing to kind of pretend or to mask things from the general public, and for me that's really scary, because they're not being transparent with their consumers. That's very deadly when it comes to making video games. Like there are other games that I play, one of them being League of Legends, that Riot, the company in charge of League of Legends, is completely transparent with their fans. Like they will take the fans' criticism so heavily and the fans' responses so heavily that they will actually put in time and effort to change something last minute if need be. But with Game Freak, the fact that they're willing to lie, or at least try to put up a mask to the general public, is not good, because now people are going to buy the games much. Like in terms of sales, it'll probably have an effect on the sales. Will it drop the numbers significantly? I highly doubt it, but sales will be lower. There's no way sales are going to be the same as they were before. And for me, going forward, Game Freak is really going to have to step it up for the next game for me, because they need to redeem themselves from this. And I think that in terms of the graphics, it shows in the demos. Like, yes, it's a demo and they have time to fix it, but I highly doubt it. With 3 months to go, there's very little you can do to fix a game unless you are working 24 hours a day, 8 days a week, 345,000 days a year. Like, you'd have to be on the clock to do it, and for me that's just disappointing. Having said that though, I still will buy the games, because at the end of the day, I've actually never played games for their graphical power or the graphical prowess. Yes, will it feel lazy? Probably. Like, it'll be lazy to look at. You know what I mean? Like, looking at it is like, I wish they did this better. But if the story is still good, if, you know, the game is still fun, I'll play it. I'll pick it up. I'll buy it to see what it's like for myself. And if I don't enjoy it, then I won't enjoy it. And if I do enjoy it, then I'm glad that I bought the game. Or, you know, and for me, it's like graphics have never been what makes or breaks a game. In fact, in some cases, it's actually, even though the graphics are bad, it actually kind of makes the game more enjoyable for me. Because I focus less on the, you know, sheer graphics and all the fancy details, and more on the game itself. So if Pokemon Sword and Shield is a decent game and I enjoy it, then I will continue enjoying Pokemon. But this is something that I'm definitely concerned about, and it's something that I hope Game Freak will really take to heart. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Do you guys are you guys not willing to buy the games? Are you guys looking forward to the games? Are you guys not as excited for the games as I am? Or, you know, just what's the situation with you guys in Pokemon Sword and Shield? Like, are you interested in the game still? Not interested? Are you just trying to get on the latest hate trend? Are you trying to, you know, just be a Pokemon fan and enjoy the games? Let me know in the comment section below where you stand with the whole Sword and Shield thing. Yeah, and subscribe so we can get to 50 subs later.